Welcome guys to another video. Today we will be discussing the SUMIF and SUMIFS functions. As we have said, those are one of the complex math functions that Excel has, and they're still pretty common to use. So here I put how they work. So we will be using a range, a criteria for that range, and a sum range, which is what we're trying to sum up. It works the same way that average if works. So if you watch the previous video about average if and average ifs, you will know exactly what to do for the sum ifs. It will be self-explanatory now that you know that. And if not, it's fine. You can always go back to watch the average if. But today we will be discussing the sum if. So first, we're going to talk about the SUMIF function, and the example that I chose is use the SUMIF function to calculate the sum of the favorite numbers for students who have honor roll. So we have the favorite number that we're going to sum up for only the students that have honor roll. So not any student, but only the ones that meet the honor roll criteria. So if we type SUMIF, again, no spaces, it doesn't matter whether it's capitalized or not. It gives you a quick description. First, it's our criteria range, the criteria, and then the sum range. So the criteria range is how do we want to separate these students, like from the ones that we want to include and the ones that we don't want to include. Well, the problem says that we need students who have honor roll. So we're going to select the column that deals with that has that information we need. We click comma, and then our criteria will be the ones that meet the honor roll. So we can either type honor roll within quotations, or we can click a cell that has honor roll in it, and Excel will know what that means. Okay, we click comma for the next thing, and now we have sum range. So now after we have basically eliminated the students that we don't want, now we have to tell Excel, okay, now what do you want me to do with those students? It knows what rows it has taken out and which ones it has included for this. So now it wants to know, what do you want me to do with those rows, and what data do you want me to sum up? So what we want to sum up is the favorite numbers. So we're going to select the column with the favorite numbers, and after it has eliminated the rows with the students that have that don't have the honor roll, then it will just sum up the favorite numbers for the honor roll. We close our parentheses and we get 33. And as you know, we always check our work for the first one. So we have 6 different students. If we were to go down here and make a sum function and just click on them individually for the favorite numbers, we would have this one, this one, this one, and then this little range. Okay. If we add that all together, we get 33. So Excel did do what we wanted it to do. So it took out all of the students that didn't have honor roll, and it only summed up the favorite numbers from the students that did have it. And that is why SUMIF works with criteria, and that is very useful. Now for the sum ifs, we will have more than one criteria, and as we discussed previously, it works the same way as the average ifs. The average range was shifted towards the front, and as well as the sum range will be also shifted towards the front for this function. So the example says, use the SUMIFS function to calculate the sum of favorite numbers for students who have honor roll and are not graduating. So we will start off our function with SUMIFS, open the parentheses, and now it's asking for the sum range. So what do we want to sum up in the end? After we have met or made all of our criteria, what do we want to sum up? And that is the favorite numbers, right? So we're going to select the favorite numbers, click comma, and now we go into the criteria range and the criteria that we're going to set. So we still have the same criteria as the last one, so we're going to select the column with the honor rolls and select a cell that has honor roll, meaning that it will only choose the students that have honor roll. Okay. Now the second criteria is this. It will only include the students who are not graduating. If you've seen the other videos, we have set something similar where we use this column as well. We have the same range. However, we would use the students that were graduating, and we would just click a cell that said graduating on it. But in this case, we want the students who are not graduating. So we could either type a quotations that has nothing in between, or we could just type a cell that has nothing in it, and Excel will know, okay, I'm looking for just the cells that have nothing in it. Anything that has graduating or anything else will be eliminated, which is what we want. So that is our second criteria range with its criteria, and we will close it and we get 13. Okay, so that means that it included everyone who had honor roll and it excluded everyone who was graduating, right? We only wanted the ones that weren't graduating. So at first we had 6 people included with the first criteria, but after we eliminated all of the ones that were graduating, we are technically only left with these 3, right? So if we were to just quickly check ourselves, just make a sum function, a normal one, we would include this one, comma to the next one, 9, and then 2, and we get 13. So as we can see, Excel did include everyone that had honor roll and excluded everyone that was graduating, or you could say included everyone that didn't have anything, right, that wasn't graduating. So anyway you want to look at it, Excel used the criteria we gave it to only sum up the favorite numbers that for students that we wanted to, that had met both of the criteria, right? Not one or the other, it's both of them. So that's it for the IFS functions. This was the last video. I discussed the if function in one of the first videos. I discussed the count ifs, the average if and ifs, and the sum if and ifs on this one. So if you guys have any questions, just let me know it down in the comments. I will be checking to see if I can answer your questions. If you have a question about a different function in Excel that you have just struggled while learning in class, then you can also let me know and I'll do my best to answer. So just make sure you're not making typo errors. That's one of the most common ways to mess up your functions. I left all of the different ways that I left the way to type the functions for the simple ones and the hard ones, and how you can use them if you don't want to look at the little summary that Excel gives you, or if it doesn't give it to you for whatever reason. Whenever you make your criteria, which that will be you will be using that for all of these ifs functions, then here's the way that you want to do it. The equal to, you can either put in quotations the cell text if it's a name or whatever, or a value if it's a number, or you can just click a cell that has the exact thing you want it to be equal to, like we did in a lot of those examples. For the less than, you want to use this symbol. I forgot what it was called for whatever reason. Remember, we don't need the X next to it, but just like we learned in class, in math class, the arrow points towards the smaller value, and you always have to imagine that X as if it was there, but you're not going to include it because it's gonna mess up your equation. So just remember that. The more than is just the opposite. The less than or equal to, the order of the equal sign and the symbol does matter. Just type it in the way that it's said. You usually say, less than or equal to. You don't say equal to or less than. So just with that in mind, you have to put your symbol for less than and then put the symbol for equal to, right? And that's the same thing for more than or equal to. If you follow all of these steps, I think you guys will be good to go and have a strong understanding of how all of these functions work. I will also be uploading a template that I've been working on for accounting. It works with the different financial statements. If you guys are taking that course during college, then I hope you guys find it useful. And thanks for watching these videos. I hope you guys learned a lot. And if you have any questions, just let me know down below. Thank you.